When you're promoting a film like Bheed, people actually don't know what it's about. Do you watch movies which remind you of a tough time?
Bheed specifically is a film about hope. You know, it is a film about how humanity comes together at the darkest of moments.
Yeah. Raj, apart from Anubhav's clarity, what was the big reason you said, I'll do this?
Me.
Big, yeah, of course. When you say big, I only think of Bhumi. I think Anubhav sir, of course, was one of the most important reasons for me to say yes, because I'm a big fan of his work.
You played a really important role during the lockdown. Your social media you used. Now when you look back, how do you look at that time?
That phase feels very unreal.
Okay.
But then you, through your journey, meet people that you've been able to, reach out to, or they've reached out to you, and then you're like, oh my God, we've gone through that as well.
Talk to me about Anubhav Sinha.
He's going to give you everything, all the love and care and a great script and a great environment on set. But just come prepared with your lines. That's the only thing he expects out of you.
He is completely unassuming.
Okay.
Don't go by the films he makes. He is one of the coolest people I know.
Hi guys, I'm Rajkummar Rao.
Hi, I'm Bhumi Pednekar.
I'm an ardent fan of Bollywood Hungama.
Bhumi, Raj, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. Good to see both of you.
Thank you.
Bhumi, I'll start with you. I did ask Raj some questions that I had separately for him.
Okay.
This is for you. My first question is, when you're promoting a film like Bheed, people actually don't know what it's about. Raj did tell me it's a story of hope. A lot of people think it's a grim reminder, could be a gruesome reminder. Personally, my question is, do you watch movies which remind you of a tough time?
Oh, absolutely, because I feel like there's so much that you experience at times, and there's so many stories that you hear around you, but to actually see a visual representation of it many a times humbles you.
Right.
It is just not a film is not just to take you back into the dark times.
Correct.
There is a lot more that any movie made on a particular historic event tells you about, right? There are characters that are going through their own journeys, and all of them have their different experiences. Some are also good. It's not always bad. As Raj rightly said, it is Bheed specifically is a film about hope. It is a film about how humanity comes together at the darkest of moments, when you feel like, okay, nothing is going to work out, but some door opens up, and I feel like just there's a survival instinct that humans have in general, and I feel it is times like these where you're pushed to an extreme corner that your survival instinct kicks in, and you actually make things happen for you. I feel that's what Bheed is about, because it is an ensemble cast and every character is just trying to make sense of what is happening, good and bad.
Good and bad, right. Raj, apart from Anubhav's clarity, what was the big reason you said, I'll do this?
Me.
Big, yeah, of course. When you say big, I only think of Bhumi. No, I think Anubhav sir, of course, was one of the most important reasons for me to say yes, because I'm a big fan of his work, of his filmography, especially since Mulk and Ravan, of course. So I wanted to work with him, and this was, I think, the right film for us to start a relationship with. And then the story, when he told me the story, the script, I knew that it would be great.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened when I read it. And then they told me this Pankaj sir, this Ashu sir, Diya, Kritika, Aditya sir, and Bhumi. No, of course, Bhumi came on board pretty early. I think both of us just wanted to work with him and be a part of this special story.
Yeah. In fact, when I read the script, Anubhav sir told me that, look, read it, but I think we can do something else together. But I read it, but I felt like I need to be a part of this film. It's a story that I need to be a part of also, because, it's an experience that's so close to all of our hearts. We all have in our own personal ways gone through a lot, during the lockdown. Obviously, the degrees are different. So I felt like, no, this is just a story I want to be a part of. I was anyways dying to work with him.
Right.
And I was like, this is so personal. this cause is so personal.
Yeah. You know, sorry, when he said that we can do something else, did he think that you will not do it?
I think that's what he. I think he just felt like, you know, read the film. I know it's a fantastic script, but you know, it is an ensemble. I don't know if it's something you would want to do. And I read it and I was like, no, I want to do this film.
Did you ever ask him why did he think that you will say no to this?
Not really, because I feel like, you know, many a times as a filmmaker, you feel like, you know, if it is a leading actor, they might maybe not want to do a film that has like, you know, so many characters. Obviously, Raj is kind of leading the pack, right? So, but I feel like when there is an important story to be told, you know, at times you just want to be a part of the film for the legacy the film will leave behind.
Yeah, that's true. The shelf life is much longer than we can imagine. You know, Raj, what kind of a cop is he? He has some really good dialogues, very powerful dialogues we saw in the trailer, you know, that justice is in the hands of the powerful. Or what kind of a cop is he?
He is way different from Shardul from Badai Do, that much I can say. He is, no, he's an honest cop who is just trying to do his job sincerely. And of course, he's also a part of the system and he has to work under that system. And he's somebody who would obey orders, you know, would follow his seniors' orders. But then what happens to him? You know, eventually he realizes that, you know, we're all humans first. And then we are what we are. So that's also like a self-realization that he has in the film.
Right. You know, you were saying earlier that, you know, how this film, you know, we all realize what we can do together. You played a really important role during the lockdown. You know, your social media you used. Now when you look back, you know, how do you look at that time?
You know,
honestly, what do people tell you, people who you connected with each other?
You know, it's so amazing. At times, like when it happened to me many a times at Delhi airport actually, because, you know, that's the area where, you know, I'd worked a lot. I might meet like a CRPF officer who I might have connected with. You know, I don't know how he might have helped me or I might have helped him. You know, still like, for me, that phase feels very unreal. You know, but then you, through your journey, meet people that you've been able to, you know, reach out to, or they've reached out to you, and then you're like, oh my God, we've gone through that as well. You know, and it's a very, very fulfilling feeling. I feel fortunate that, you know, I could be a part of the solution in whatever way possible.
Right, so many people were doing different work. Whose work did stand out for you? Any one person in particular? Any organization?
I think Sonu sir. What Sonu sir did was phenomenal.
100%.
To send thousands and thousands of people back home and to take care of them is not easy. And then, of course, because we also know him personally. And there were so many organizations, you know, who were doing great work. And I think everybody, I would say everybody just came together. In these dark times.
No, in fact, I would also like to add, like, you know, there were many times on my social media, I would like put out somebody who was trying to raise money for their patient. There were many times that Raj took care of it. You know, so without even like mentioning it. I don't think he talks about it often, but like, you know, I would put out like, okay, we are trying to raise money for an ex-patient, and Raj would like
that's so
cover it. So, you know, I feel like it's a time where everybody just came together.
Right. कुछ फिल्म के बारे में बताइए, कहाँ है, क्या हो रहा है, like what is happening in the movie?
एक fictional जगह पे प्रस्तुत है फिल्म. आप ट्रेलर से समझ ही गए होंगे कि हमने बहुत सारी चीज़ें खोली नहीं है. एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग ऑनसॉम है. एक ऐसे टाइम की कहानी है जहाँ पे उस टाइम में अनेकों जनरेशंस ने ऐसा कुछ देखा नहीं था. यू नो, एक अनहर्ड ऑफ चीज़, एक ऐसी एक इनविजिबल इफेक्ट के वजह से पूरी दुनिया स्टैंड स्टिल पे आ गई थी. सी दिस वाज इन इंडिया, दिस वाज अ ग्लोबल फिनोमेना, और हिंदुस्तान में जो हो रहा था वो ग्लोबली हो रहा था. यू नो, बिकॉज एक लॉकडाउन आना विच वॉज ऑब्वियसली द बेस्ट सोल्यूशन एट दैट पॉइंट. यू नो, बिकॉज हमारी इतनी बड़ी आबादी है, आप कैसे कंट्रोल करोगे? यू नो, और हमने देखा है कि एक पॉइंट के बाद हमारा मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर भी कितना सपोर्ट कर पाएगा, बिकॉज ये एक अनफोर्सीन सिचुएशन थी. नोबडी एक्सपेक्टेड कि ये इस तरह से फैलेगा. यू नो, तो एक उस दौर की कहानी है जहाँ पे अलग अलग किरदार एक सर्टन पॉइंट पे आके मिलते हैं, और फिर क्या क्या चीज़ें वहाँ से. I'm trying very hard not to give a lot of it.
Sure. What is the, you know, if from that entire period, what is the biggest learning for both of you individually?
I think everything is uncertain. Don't take things for granted, and be there for each other.
That's
I think it's very important to just be kind to people and to yourself.
Right. For me personally, biggest takeaway that we should always remember, each one of us.
Honestly, for me, there were two. Okay. One was that in front of nature's wrath, we are nobody. As human beings, we might feel we are very superior and we have control over everything. That's not true. It's time that as a race we humble down. And I feel the second thing is something as basic as health is wealth. There is nothing more important than your physical and mental being.
Right.
And I think we all realized it during the lockdown.
Right. Bhumi, talk to me about Anubhav Sinha. Someone who's not worked with him at all, what would you like to tell them?
He is completely unassuming.
Okay.
Don't go by the films he makes. He is one of the coolest people I know.
Wow.
In fact, Anubhav sir and I actually we started talking during the lockdown.
Okay. Achha.
Because even he was doing his bit of things and everybody was like that's when we connected. And I was like, he is just extreme amounts of fun. Whatever this poster is looking like, what was happening offset was the exact opposite of all the emotions you see right now.
Right.
So he has this tent. This tent is a tent that has food being served 24/7.
Oh my God.
Now imagine such a big cast and nobody went home. Okay? Even if your shot is over, obviously इतने actors हैं, you're not shooting through the day, right? अगर आपका shot नहीं भी, आपका दिन खत्म हो गया, आपके पास 3 घंटे का break है, कोई ना कोई उस tent में होता था, eating. And there was always, it was a very, ऐसा लगता शादी का घर है. Always something or the other is up. And all the credit goes to Anubhav sir because he made sure that, he made everybody feel so included. He's such an inclusive director. From somebody who has the smallest part to the leads of their film, everybody is treated with the same love and care.
Right.
It's a very democratic set. And he's just a cool person. He is very, very cool.
Right. Raj, for some actor who's not worked with him, what should they know before going on a set of Anubhav Sinha?
I think only thing he expects out of his actors is just to be prepared with your lines.
Right.
Because he's going to give you everything, all the love and care and a great script and a great environment on set. But just come prepared with your lines. That's the only thing he expects out of you. Yeah.
Right.
But otherwise, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be so memorable that you're going to miss him in your next film.
And his speed, I was like, ho gaya?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because we are literally shooting for 6 hours a day. Like from 9 a.m. to 3:30.
32 days done.
Right. When you say one should come prepared with lines, is he someone who's okay with some impromptu stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
absolutely.
Is he
but in his case, I think his lines are so powerful, as you must have seen in the trailer.
To stick to that.
That you really don't want to mingle with them. Just let them be as they are.
No, going by the trailer, we can't wait to watch it.
Hi guys, I'm Rajkummar Rao.
Hi, I'm Bhumi Pednekar.
I'm an ardent fan of Bollywood Hungama.